Boost leaks is your worst friend. You know, it's if you get to this point where you just go and buy a bunch of stuff and make and design your own stuff just to try to find a boost leak, it means that we are really struggling to get it. So basically in this video we're going to be using these three things. So this is something they call an intake plug. This is something I designed by myself, 3D printed, put in a nice sharp angle over there to go easier on the pipe. So basically what happens is you take your cone filter off, and here where this clamp is, here by the pipe, you basically just plug it in, tighten it up, and then yeah, you basically have a seal with this little hole. So I actually used a motorbike, the tire valve, to where you blow up the air pressure, to put in there. Then I can blow air into the system and see if I can find a leak like that. And yeah, you can see up all other stuff, which means I didn't find it. So now I went and invested a bit more money, much more money, and on the photos this looked like double the size than what it is. It's super small. So this is a smoke machine, as you guys can see, a diagnostic leak detector, blah 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 blah. You guys can read through it, and non-hazardous smoke. So basically this over here, and control of smoke flow. So this is basically the fluid we're going to use. I bought it in Ardendorf. So this is a combustion leak detection fluid, so which you basically just pour into this smoke machine over here, which obviously got like a small compressor that will feed a pressure of air into the system. So it cannot give too much pressure, but there you guys can see 0.5 ps output pressure, 0.5 psi output volume, 8 liters. Is it 8 liters per minute? I'm not sure. But anyway, there's just a few info about it. And I think this side is S100 and what. Okay, so anyway, there it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this plug, put it on the pipe, set up this machine. This machine uses 12 volts, so it basically uses your battery. So we've got a negative right over here and a positive in there. We'll probably just hook it up over there, throw the liquid in, and then just plug it in and see what's going to happen. So something I might do is I might actually just take one of these clips off and remove the pipe. So remember, the air system is full of air, so by plugging it in, just to get the smoke coming out of the system and know that we have got smoke through the whole turbo, through the whole boost system, and every way up and around and underneath, then as soon as the smoke comes out here, we can just plug it back in and then just hold it there and just trying to see where the smoke's going to come from, you know. So I've got a small feeling it's coming from somewhere over here by the turbo. My turbo is right over here. I've got a feeling it's coming from there. Alright, so just an update. I used the bicycle pump. Yeah, it didn't come right with that, so I actually borrowed this little air compressor, and it's currently pumped up to about 5 bar. So right over here it is plugged in, and believe it or not, it's still pushing smoke into the system, but I cannot see smoke leaking out anywhere. It is leaking out a little bit here. I'll pull it out soon for you guys to see, but even look at so that smoke you guys are seeing is coming from this poor connection over here. So there's nothing coming from down there. Like even here at the intake side, sorry, it's a little bit oily here. Reason being, this pipe, I had to replace this pipe. I had a stupid clips that kept on coming out, so just gotta clean that up. But there's no smoke leaking out over here. There's no smoke coming from this side. Like everything seems to be fine. Everything seems to be all good from the front. Also don't see anything. So I'm going to quickly remove this. You guys can see the air, that's pressure that's in here. Oh, that is a lot of pressure. Like, that looks really cool. Alright, look at this smoke. This is a lot of smoke. So very happy with that. Honestly speaking, let's just see if I can keep it in like that. There we go, let's see. Hopefully it will not pop out. Like, even here, the thing is, the engine is a bit hot, so there is some steam coming out here, but it's mostly just because the engine is hot. I really don't see any leaks at all, but I know for a fact I am losing pressure somewhere. There's nothing down here. Everything is good. Over here, there's no smoke. Let's go to this side. Intercooler does not look the best, but it's not leaking. That is all good. This one is still in here. All seems to be just fine. I don't see any leak. This is so mind-boggling. Okay, so to just quickly follow up on this current video, so a little bit later in time, you guys will see I actually have a PCV delete kit on it. I just never recorded the video, or I don't know where's the video that I recorded it back then. So basically, before you just go and put a plug on your intake system and then all of a sudden trying to put air pressure in your system to try to find a leak, there's something you got to be very careful of. If you do not do it right, basically what will happen is you will put pressure into your engine. By doing that, it means the pressure needs to come out somewhere. It's going to find its easiest route out by blowing the easiest, weakest seal out. In a lot of cases, some cars, the rear main seal. So if you don't know about the rear main seal, you got to jack your car up or put your car on a big lift. Got to take the engine or the gearbox out, and you take your flywheel out of your manual, whatever the case is, the clutch, the pressure plate, get to the seal that's sitting on the crank. So you got to take your whole sump most likely out and all this. Guys, depending on which car it is, it's absolutely chaos. Just something because you did not do it properly. So you've got to be very careful whenever you do this. What I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to go to the car and show you what I'm talking about to give you a better understanding of what I mean. Okay, so here is my engine bay, a little bit dirty. Here is my PCV system delete that I told you about. That I'm just doing because the cover over there is scraping on the braided line, so it's damaging it, so I'm just closing it. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this over here just to close it up. We can just do that. I don't want to give you guys the information on the PCV delete system. I still have my old one, so we're just gonna kind of like mimic it like it was supposed to be. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. It's supposed to be turned. This one goes in here, and then, okay, just to give you guys an idea, this one goes in here, that one goes in there. Okay, so how the PCV system works is there is a diaphragm in here that moves up and down, and basically this is on all the cars, okay? Not specifically this size, but you guys will get an understanding of what I mean by not doing it correctly. So there's a diaphragm in this circle that moves up and down. So as the engine pressure increases, the diaphragm is moving up. Once it moves up enough, it's allowing the pressure inside the engine to pass here, go through this pipe all the way into your intake manifold. That's why direct injections cause the intake valves are always dirty, because all the oil particles that comes up with the pressure goes into the engine by the valves. Okay, so that is basically what the PCV valve does. So what happens now is you got to remember one thing. So when your car is in auto cruising position, driving 60 kilometers per hour, just cruising on the road, basically your turbo is not boosting to give pressure into the system. So what happens is your car is just vacuuming the air in, which means your car is actually sucking the pressure out. So once the diaphragm lifted enough, it's sucking the oil pressure into the engine, okay? But what happens when you're in boost? That means when you're in boost, even if the diaphragm is high and is supposed to let the pressure go out, the boost pressure is pressing all the pressure back into the PCV system. So that's why this over here is a one-way valve, which means it can only go out but cannot come in. So the boost pressure will stop here. But what happens now? Now your car is having high crankcase pressure and your PCV can't send it out. So that is where this part is for. So as you guys can see, it's got a pipe over here. This pipe actually goes as underneath. It goes right over here. It's this
this one here, so it goes right underneath. It goes all the way down. Let me quickly put my flash on. It goes all the way down in here into the turbo. So basically what happens is, so when your car is in boost, basically, remember, it's before the turbo. So here's the pipe, and then it still needs to get spooled up. So it's before the turbo, so it's actually sucking the pressure through here, such as when you were cruising, it was going to suck through here, but now it's boosting, so it's closing. So now when it lifts up, it actually can get sucked through this pipe going over here into your turbo. And that's sometimes why you can find some oil in your intercooler or some oil substance in your boost pipes and all that kind of stuff, because in boost it actually sends out pressure this way. So what happens now, if you go and take your cone filter off or your filter off, you put that plug in with, let's say, 2 bar of pressure, that pressure is pushing the pressure in over here, which basically this one is like almost always open or whatever the case is. So that means it's pushing the pressure into your car, is pushing the pressure back here, so that boost pressure cannot go anywhere but to find the weakest seal on the car. And in my case, I was lucky that was only this seal that blew out. So what you have to do is you're gonna have to make yourself your own little plate. So this plate, I've made it to fit directly into that area. So I just put some gas sealer on it, left it for a while just to dry up, just to make sure it doesn't leak out over here. So basically this pipe in that case is just gonna hang around over here, which is a good thing, so that if, for example, there is some kind of pressure that does go somewhere into the engine, it will just blow out of the pipe. So then you'll feel there's air leaking come out of the pipe. Then you know, okay, maybe the PCV system broke, or there is somewhere like a crack head or something that goes into the oil passages or something of the sort, and that's why there's air pressure coming out of this pipe. And then obviously you block it close so that when you put pressure into the system, so that nothing actually blows out there. So that's basically what you got to do. So every car is different. On my car, I had to make this plate, cut it, drill the holes in it and everything to fit it over there. Your car might be a bit differently. Just got to make sure and check on it. But the smoke detector test thingy that I use is very low pressure. It should not blow out any seal. If you use something like that, I would still be safe and put this, to be honest, but you can probably get away with it. But I don't want to say you can get away with it, because if it does break, you're going to say, yeah, but I said it's okay. So it's not okay in that state. Rather be safe, make yourself one of these plates, and then do it properly. Anyway, guys, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope I explained it clearly and gave you a great understanding. But for me, I'm done. Cheers, guys.